I've been obsessed with hyaluronic acid serums for 3 years, not in a healthy way. In the way where I've bought probably 15 different ones, spent way too much money, and ended up with a bathroom cabinet that looks like a skincare store. The problem is that hyaluronic acid has become the skincare ingredient everyone thinks they need. It's trending on TikTok. Dermatologists recommend it. Every skincare line has one, and Amazon has literally hundreds of options, all claiming to be the best, all with 5-star reviews that make you wonder if anyone's actually testing these things. So I decided to do it properly. I tested 10 different hyaluronic acid serums from Amazon. I used them consistently for 2 weeks each. I tracked how my skin felt, how long the hydration lasted, whether my skin looked plump or just sticky, and whether the price actually reflected the quality. What I discovered is that hyaluronic acid serums are not all created equal. Some are genuinely transformative, some are just expensive water, and some are so bad that I couldn't finish the bottle. This is the comprehensive breakdown, ranked from worst to best. If you've been confused about which hyaluronic acid serum to buy, this video is about to save you hundreds of dollars. Let's get into it. 10. Youth Hyaluronic Acid Serum, $15 to $18. I'm starting with this one because it represents everything wrong with budget hyaluronic acid serums. It's cheap, it's on Amazon, it has thousands of 5-star reviews, and it's genuinely terrible. The formula is mostly water with hyaluronic acid and not much else. The consistency is so thin, it's basically watery. When you apply it, it feels like you're putting literally nothing on your skin. There's no hydration, there's no plumping effect. There's just this weird, slightly sticky feeling that goes away in 2 minutes. I tested this for a full 2 weeks because I couldn't believe it was this bad. By day 3, I realized I was wasting my time. My skin was actually drier than before I started using it, which is the opposite of what hyaluronic acid is supposed to do. The issue is that hyaluronic acid needs other hydrating ingredients to actually work. This serum is just hyaluronic acid floating in water. For $15, you'd think it might be worth trying anyway. It's not. Save your money and buy literally anything else on this list. This serum taught me that sometimes the cheapest option is cheap for a reason. 9. Insta Natural Hyaluronic Acid Serum, $12 to $15. Insta Natural positioned this as a clean beauty option. Hyaluronic acid without the scary chemicals. What they didn't tell you is that without those scary chemicals, the formula doesn't actually work. The texture is slightly better than Youth. It's a bit more viscous, which gives you the false impression that something is happening. But when you actually use it, the hydration is minimal. My skin felt hydrated for maybe 20 minutes, and then it went back to normal. For a hydrating serum, that's not acceptable. The bottle is pretty, the branding looks clean, the price is affordable, but none of that matters if the serum doesn't hydrate your skin. I tested this for 2 weeks, and by day 5, I was already looking at other options. By day 10, I had completely abandoned it in favor of anything else. The problem is that hyaluronic acid without supporting humectants and occlusives is basically just a whisper of hydration. Insta Natural's formula is missing the backup ingredients that make hyaluronic acid actually work. It's a fail. 8. Pacifica Wake Up Beautiful Super Hydration Serum, $18 to $22. Pacifica is a cruelty-free vegan brand that I genuinely want to support. The branding is beautiful, the values are aligned with what I care about, and the serum is unfortunately not good enough to justify the price. The formula is slightly better than the previous 2. It actually hydrates for a reasonable amount of time, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. My skin feels plumper when I apply it, but by midday, the hydration has completely faded. For a serum that costs $20, that's disappointingly short. The texture is a bit sticky, which I initially thought was hydration working. It's not. It's just the formula sitting on top of your skin rather than absorbing properly. I tested layering it under a moisturizer, and that helped extend the hydration, but that defeats the purpose of buying a standalone serum. Pacifica gets points for values and branding. The serum itself is mediocre. If you're buying this based on the brand ethos, understand that you're paying $20 for decent hydration and good intentions, not for exceptional skincare performance. 7. Glow Nature Hyaluronic Acid Serum, $14 to $17. Glow. Nature is positioned as a budget option with solid reviews. The reviews are kind of accurate, but solid doesn't mean good. It means acceptable for the price. The hydration lasts about an hour. My skin feels plump immediately after application, which is satisfying, but the longevity is short. I also noticed that the serum slightly irritates my skin if I apply it to already damp skin, which is supposed to be the optimal way to use hyaluronic acid serums. That's a red flag. The formula seems to have some fragrance or essential oils in it, which explains the slight irritation. For a serum marketed as hydrating and soothing, irritation is the opposite of what you want. I tested it for 2 weeks, and while it's not terrible, it's also not good enough to recommend over other options. At $14 to $17, you're getting hydration that works better than the previous options, but it's still not exceptional. The irritation issue is a deal breaker for me. This serum taught me that just because something has good reviews doesn't mean it's it's actually good for sensitive skin. 6. Elizavecca Hyaluronic Acid Serum, $8 to $10. Elizavecca is the budget option you might actually consider if you hate spending money. The serum is cheap, it's available on Amazon, and it's surprisingly decent for the price. The hydration lasts about 2 hours, which is respectable for an $8 product. My skin feels genuinely plumper after application. The texture is lightweight and absorbs well. There's no irritation or sticky residue. For less than $10, this is solid performance. The problem is that the hydration is noticeable, but not dramatic. This is not the serum that's going to change your skin. This is the serum that will keep your skin hydrated if you're committed to using it twice daily and layering other hydrating products on top. For a complete budget-conscious routine, Elizavecca is a legitimate option. You're getting functional hydration without paying luxury prices. The longevity isn't exceptional, but the value for money is real. This is the kind of serum that makes sense if you're testing the category and don't want to spend $50 yet. 5. The Ordinary Hyaluronic Acid 2% plus B5, $5 to $7. The Ordinary has disrupted the skincare industry by offering pharmaceutical-grade actives at prices that make luxury brands visibly uncomfortable. Their hyaluronic acid serum is proof of concept that you don't need to spend $50 for effective hydration. The hydration lasts about 3 to 4 hours. My skin feels noticeably plumper. The texture is lightweight and absorbs immediately. There's no stickiness, no irritation, just clean hydration. For $5 to $7, the performance is honestly impressive. The thing about The Ordinary is that they don't add unnecessary ingredients. This is hyaluronic acid plus B5, a humectant, and that's it. No fragrance, no essential oils, no marketing fluff, just functional skincare. This is exactly what a hydrating serum should be. I tested this for 2 weeks and was genuinely surprised by how well it worked. The hydration isn't as dramatic as some of the more expensive options, but the consistency is reliable. My skin looked and felt hydrated throughout the day. For $5 to $7, this is genuinely exceptional value. The only drawback is the minimalist packaging and branding. If you need your skincare to look luxurious, this isn't for you. If you care about actual hydration, this is one of the best values on Amazon. 4. CeraVe Hydrating Hyaluronic Acid Serum, $14 to $16. CeraVe is a dermatologist-recommended brand that doesn't charge luxury prices. Their hyaluronic acid serum is proof that you can get professional-grade hydration without overpaying. The hydration lasts about 5 to 6 hours. My skin feels genuinely plump and hydrated. The texture is lightweight but more substantial than The Ordinary. It absorbs well and plays nicely with other products. There's zero irritation or stickiness. CeraVe adds ceramides to their formula, which creates a more complete hydration experience. You're not just getting hydration, you're getting hydration plus skin barrier support. This makes the serum more effective than simpler formulas. My skin looked noticeably better after using this for 2 weeks. At $14 to $16, you're getting professional-grade hydration at a reasonable price. This is the serum I recommend to people who want reliability without spending $50. CeraVe consistently delivers, and this serum is no exception. The hydration lasts through most of the day, and your skin genuinely looks better. 3. Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Tint Serum, $8 to $10. Wait, this has a tint? Yes. And before you dismiss it as a gimmick, hear me out. The tint is subtle enough that it doesn't show on most skin tones, but it's present enough that you feel like something is happening. Psychologically, it makes the product feel more legitimate, but the real story is the hydration. This serum lasts about 6 to 7 hours. My skin stays plump and hydrated through most of the day. The formula includes hyaluronic acid plus glycerin, which creates a more robust hydration experience. My skin genuinely looks better, more radiant, more supple, less tight. The texture is lightweight but nourishing. It absorbs quickly and doesn't feel sticky. It layers beautifully under moisturizers. The price is under $10, which is absurdly affordable for this level of performance. I tested this for 2 weeks and was genuinely impressed. The tint is honestly clever marketing, but the product itself is genuinely effective. This is a serum I'd recommend to anyone looking for solid hydration at a budget price. The performance justifies the price multiple times over. 2. Vichy Mineral 89 Hyaluronic Acid Serum, $35 to $40. This is where we move into the territory where price actually reflects quality. Vichy's hyaluronic acid serum is expensive, but for the first time in this ranking, the price makes sense. The hydration lasts about 8 to 9 hours. My skin stays visibly plump throughout the day. The formula includes multiple types of hyaluronic acid, high and low molecular weight, which means hydration at multiple skin levels. This is more sophisticated than the simpler formulas. The texture is slightly thicker than previous serums, but it still absorbs well and doesn't feel heavy. My skin looks genuinely radiant when I'm using this serum, not just hydrated, radiant. There's a luminosity that comes from proper hydration and skin barrier support. At $35 to $40, this is still reasonable for the performance. You're getting professional-grade hydration that lasts significantly longer than budget options. My skin looked noticeably better after 2 weeks. This is the serum serum I'd recommend to anyone willing to spend a bit more for genuinely exceptional results. 1. SK2 Facial Treatment Essence, $100 to $120. This is the luxury option. The price is shocking, the brand heritage is real, and the results justify the investment if you're willing to commit. The hydration lasts about 10 to 12 hours, basically all day and into the evening. My skin stays visibly plump, radiant, and supple. The formula includes fermented yeast extract, Pitera, which is genuinely a game changer. It's not just hyaluronic acid, it's a comprehensive hydration and skin conditioning experience. The texture is silky. It absorbs almost immediately, but leaves your skin feeling nourished. Layering this under a moisturizer creates an almost spa-like experience. My skin looked genuinely transformed after 2 weeks of use. Here's the honest truth. This serum is expensive. It's $100 to $120. But if you're someone who cares deeply about skin hydration and radiance and you're willing to invest, this is the best I tested. It's not 10 times better than Vichy. It is noticeably better. The longevity is longer. The results are more dramatic. The experience of using it is more luxurious. This is the serum I'd recommend to anyone who's willing to invest in exceptional skincare and wants the best hydration experience available. It's a splurge, but it's a justified one. The breakdown. Best value. The ordinary hyaluronic acid 2% plus B5, $5 to $7. Exceptional performance for the price. No unnecessary ingredients. Genuinely effective hydration. Best budget option. Neutrogena Hydro Boost, $8 to $10. Great hydration longevity. Sophisticated formula. Best price to performance ratio. Best professional grade. Vichy Mineral, $89, $35 to $40. Noticeable quality jump. All-day hydration. Worth the investment. Best luxury. SK2 Facial Treatment Essence, $100 to $120. Exceptional results. Professional level performance. Investment worthy. Here's what I learned from testing 10 different hyaluronic acid serums. Price doesn't always correlate with quality, but sometimes it absolutely does. The budget options work. They genuinely hydrate your skin. But there's a noticeable difference when you move into the professional grade territory. The key insight is that hyaluronic acid alone isn't enough. The best serums include supporting ingredients, ceramides, glycerin, fermented extracts that amplify the hydration and make it last longer. The worst serums are just hyaluronic acid floating in water, which explains why some of them completely fail. If you're new to hyaluronic acid serums, start with the Ordinary or Neutrogena. You'll get solid hydration at a fraction of the luxury price. If you find that you love hydrating serums and want to upgrade, Vichy is the next logical step. And if money is no object and you want the absolute best, SK2 delivers. But here's the most important thing I learned. You don't need to spend $100 to get hydrated skin. You can absolutely achieve that for $5 to $10. The real differentiator is consistency and supporting ingredients, not luxury branding. Tell me in the comments, which hyaluronic acid serum are you going to try first? Have you already found your favorite? And if you want more honest skincare breakdowns and product rankings, hit that subscribe button. Stay hydrated, stay glowing, and I'll see you next time.